So you see the title of today's video, guys. We're actually going to be breaking down exactly how you can go about finding media buyers, contractors, and just overall team members for your social media marketing agency in 2023. What I'm going to be doing in this video is breaking down exactly some of the best methods you can go about finding real team members that are going to be trustworthy and are going to help you take your business to that next level. Because as we say, you can't get rich doing $5 an hour tasks, guys. You need to be able to outsource certain tasks in order to build an A team so you can go further. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go the distance, you need to build a team. You can't do this without building your A team, guys. So if you take a look at any other business guys out there, there's going to be different departments. Take a look at like AT&T, look at Apple, look at Amazon. There's different teams. There's one CEO or two CEOs or whatever it is, board of directors, but normally there's like one CEO, board of directors, and then there's different departments in a company. So why should it be any different for our business? In fact, if you don't even believe in me or believe in the fact that you should be outsourcing your work or just outsourcing the service delivery in general, I implore you to pick up the book, The E-Myth by, I forgot who the book's actually by, but just literally Google The E-Myth. Go pick up that book. I might get my editor to throw it up on the screen here somewhere for you guys. But long story short, let's jump straight into this. So guys, I shouldn't need to kind of explain in this particular video why you need to build a friggin' team. We should all know by now that realistically, if you don't build a team, you're not going to realistically be a good business owner. You're not actually going to be a business owner, should I say. In fact, yeah, that's actually a good point. So you need a team in order to be an actual business owner. If you don't have a team, what you're going to be is a glorified freelancer. I've seen so many times, time and time again, where people start an agency, right? And they go at it all alone, try to do it all themselves, and they actually start closing like maybe 3 to 5 clients, right? They'll close like 3 to 5 clients. Forgive my handwriting, by the way, guys. You guys know what I'm like. So they'll close 3 to 5 clients, right? But then because they've got clients and they're doing all of the business, you know, themselves, they're doing the lead sourcing, they're prospecting, they are doing the sales, the appointment setting, they're doing the service delivery. What ends up happening is because they're doing all these different jobs, right? They end up just messing up their business. And what happens is because people are spinning like multiple plates, it ends up making them drop plates. It's almost like, imagine, you know, those circus acts where you see a person juggling plates or spinning plates on a stick. Well, what each individual thing is, you know, lead sourcing, prospecting, sales, appointment setting, and the actual service delivery stuff. Like each one of those are like, imagine if those were plates, right? If you're trying to spin all these different plates, you're going to run out of friggin' limbs in order to spin these many plates, guys. You're going to be using your friggin' mouth to spin a plate, your 2 hands to spin a plate, both feet to spin 2 plates. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up dropping plates. And I've noticed that when people try to do the service delivery themselves and do the actual outreach themselves at the same time, just the entire business, should I say. So they're trying to do the front end of the business and they're trying to do the back end of the business all by themselves. What normally happens is one of these 2 areas gets dropped. AKA, if you're solely focused on outreach and trying to get clients, your service delivery typically is going to suck because you're going to spend more time doing outreach than you are service delivery if you're doing this by yourself, and vice versa. So this is what actually happens. So I do recommend, guys, you actually find team members. But where on earth do you find these team members? So obviously, guys, we want to make sure that we find team members that are trustworthy, we can trust, they have credibility, and they know what they're actually talking about. So I'm just going to name a few things here, guys, that I've actually used. So here we go. Upwork, I've used Upwork. I've also used my personal network. I don't know why it's personal network. There you go. Personal network / my personal brand. A personal brand is just me, how I built over my audience, how I built my audience over time. You know, for example, if I said in this video, I'm not looking for a media buyer right now, by the way, guys. But if I said on camera, hey guys, I know you guys are watching my channel, I'm looking for a media buyer right now. I'm actually looking to hire for MCG agency. You guys just drop me a DM on Instagram if you're interested. That would be a way to go about me getting a media buyer. Some people don't have a personal brand. So what you could use instead is your personal network. If you don't have a personal network, what you can start doing is using Facebook groups, obviously. And I'm going to show you kind of like an example, not an example of all of these, but I'll quickly walk you through some stuff for you guys so that you guys can get a good idea as to how to leverage these. You've got Facebook groups, you've got LinkedIn. This is highly slept on, by the way, guys. LinkedIn, there you go, LinkedIn. And then we've also got like other freelance websites. Other freelance sites. By the way, I've noticed that if you've actually got money to spend, by the way, it's a really good idea. you can actually start using like different job boards, like Indeed, for example, or just job boards in general. I'm not too sure what the other job boards are, but I know over here in the UK, I think Indeed's worldwide actually. You can use stuff like Indeed, or you can even start putting out advertising campaigns. I've actually seen this on LinkedIn where it says we are a company and we're hiring, and it will be an actual ad to try and get and recruit talent. That's how important hiring actually is to some companies, guys. In fact, to most companies, if you listen to any billionaire speak about building companies, they always talk about team, culture, leaving legacies, but most importantly, making sure that you have good people in your business, people that are actually smarter than you. So you actually want to be hiring people that are smarter than you. That's when you know you're actually starting to think like a proper business owner, guys. When you see that, for example, Facebook ads is not my main strategy, but you internalize that and you make that impossible for it to stop you. You say, you know what, even though I'm not good at Facebook ads, I'm going to find somebody who's an absolute kick-ass at Facebook ads. I'm going to treat them right. I'm going to pay them right. So that's how you go about building a good team. So here are a couple of the ways you can go about using, a couple of strategies you can actually use. So Upwork is obviously one of them. Upwork is a freelance website. You can also try other freelance websites like freelancer.com. If you just type in freelance sites, there's loads of them, guys. There's like Fiverr, there's Malt. I believe this is like a freelance platform. You can find, there's even a website right here, guys. There you go. 16 of the best freelance websites. You can go down all of these and see what they're actually like. Check them all out, like guru.com, Simply Hired, Flex Jobs. As you can see, guys, there's loads of different places you can go and hire freelance, like media buyers, freelance contractors. And again, this will work, by the way, even if you're looking to hire like a social media manager, obviously depending on what you're actually looking for. You can hire social media managers, people to help you just do certain jobs like outreach or just virtual assistants in general. So there's two little strategies for you right there. You can also use Facebook groups as well, guys. Now with Facebook groups, I don't want you guys to be getting kicked out of Facebook groups, but if you literally go to Facebook and you just type in like Facebook media buyer, for example, or you just type in the word media buyer, there you go, media buyer hub, you can actually start joining some of these groups. Now, here's a big mistake that people make when they actually start joining these groups. Don't go into the groups, right? And then just start spamming, like posting in the group that, hey, I'm so-and-so and I've got an agency and I'm looking for a person to hire as a media buyer. That rarely works. What you actually want to do is start going in, infiltrating these groups and start adding like people that are active in the group that are actually freelance media buyers and start conversating with them. Like just add them as a friend on your Facebook. And by the way, this is your personal Facebook page. This is my personal Facebook page. You literally go into these groups, you join in, whatever you need to do to get into these groups, because some of these groups are actually going to ask you questions about who you are, where you're from, why you want to join the group. Just answer the questions in a very straightforward way. Don't like BS them. I mean, sometimes you might have to BS them a little bit just to get in the group, tell a little white lie here and there, whatever you need to get into the group, because you're not really there to use the group for the group. You're realistically just trying to extract resources from the group, which kind of sounds a little bit negative, but realistically, guys, you have to do what you have to do in order to scale your business, is what I'm trying to say. That's not it's not the end of the world, is what I'm trying to say. So join some of these groups. You can try to post in some of the groups very covertly, like, hey, how would, like, for example, a very good way I've seen is when you join these groups, just ask a simple question about Facebook ads. Like, hey guys, what's the best way of doing this thing with Facebook ads? And the people that actually reply to you, those are probably going to be some very good people that you actually can add to your Facebook page, right? I'm dropping some golden nuggets here. It's like a covert way to get people to come to you. You join the Facebook groups and you add you basically put out there a very simple question that's not too leading, because people can smell when you're trying to lead a certain way to try hire people. Just ask a very simple general question about Facebook ads. What's the best way to handle multiple clients when it comes to Facebook ads? Do you guys have like a hierarchy or structure? What tools are you using? And then people are going to start answering you back. And the people that answer you back or like your post, what you can do is you can add them as friends in the Facebook group onto your personal Facebook page and then start conversating with them. So that's a great way to do that. And guys, there are so many groups when it comes to social media. Look, there you go. Social media manager, 10 posts a day. It's a public group with 25k members in there. There's probably some social media managers in there. Even if I just take the word Facebook away and just type in the word media buyer or paid advert, again, what you need to do with these little keywords here, guys, is mix up the keywords. It's kind of like on LinkedIn, it was used to be called a Boolean search. A Boolean search is where you put different keywords together, such as like social media manager or social media marketer. Those are two kind of like similar things, but it's two different words, two different phrases. Or Facebook ads media buyer might call themselves a paid ads media buyer, or they might just call themselves an advertiser. There you go. So you need to mess about with the keywords, start joining different groups. I'd recommend you join about 5 to 10 groups and then start adding members that you seem or deem worthy. So definitely go through the group members is what I'm trying to say. Look through the group, look who's being active on replying to people's posts, and then reach out to those people. If not, what I recommend you do is start posting covertly and see who answers yours. Or you can even just go through the members list and start adding people down the list who, obviously after checking their Facebook pages, obviously you want to check people's Facebook pages to see if they're actually a freelancer or an agency owner. You don't realistically want to work with agency owners, guys. That's another thing you want to do when it comes to media buyers. You want to work with actual freelancers / individuals, not agencies. You want to work with individuals, not agencies. The reason for that, guys, is because you want to build your own team. So don't work with other agencies. Don't work with other agencies. And you can tell if somebody's trying to build their own agency by just literally going to their Facebook page. And if it says that we run an agency, then you can actually see they're trying to start like an agency. And again, it sounds hypocritical saying this, but you don't want to work with other agencies. You want to work with individual people that don't mind working on your team. So you don't want to be hiring like a white label agency is what I'm trying to say. So let's go back to our list. So we've covered Upwork and we've covered other freelance websites. Again, you can go to those blogs where it's got like top 16. There you go. Top 16 best freelance websites, and as you can see them right down the screen. I don't know if I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys, but there you go. But that's how you go about doing that, finding that. And again, when you're posting on these things, just literally say that you're looking for somebody who knows how to run ads. You're looking for someone that's competent, who can get a good ROI. You're looking for somebody who's fluent in English, and you're looking for somebody at X price. And again, X price is completely up to you. Let's say you have worked out and you've done your niche research, which I'm assuming you have done. If you haven't, go back on my channel, watch my other videos. But let's say you're charging 1.5K per month per client, and you don't mind paying a media buyer $500 per month per client. Well, then you would say, I'm looking for a media buyer that's $500 per month. There you go. You've worked out your cost there. And again, what you want to do is just basically break down exactly how many clients you need in order to get to whatever goal it is that you're trying to achieve. Let's say you're trying to get to 10K per month. Well, then what you would need to do is start breaking down, okay, well, if I close one client at 1.5K and I outsource it for $500, then I'm going to need to get 10 clients, which is 15K revenue. 5K of that is going to go to my media buyer. I'm going to be left with 10K net profit. You need to start thinking like that in terms of cost. That's how you come up with your prices, to be honest with you guys. So I've kind of covered Upwork. I've covered other freelance websites. Facebook group, I've covered that. LinkedIn is very good as well, by the way, guys. You guys are sleeping on LinkedIn. I'm just gonna type in LinkedIn real quick. I haven't been on LinkedIn for quite a while, but if I basically just type in stuff like media buyer, I'm gonna type in the word media buyer. See what actually happens. Obviously, we're gonna click on the people thing. Where is it? We're gonna click on people. And again, if you've got what you call it, as you can see, we've got 95,000 results, guys. And by the way, this is just from one keyword. Not only is it from one keyword, but like when I say keyword, I mean like I said, media buyers can call themselves media buyers. They can also call themselves like freelance advertiser. They can call themselves just advertiser or marketer. So you need to make sure you're really playing around with the different key phrases to plug in here to then start adding people to your network and start building up your network. Really just start adding these people. Hey, so you was a media buyer out in London, for example, this guy here. If he's watching this, shout out to you. There you go. Media buyer manager right here. As you can see, this probably might not be a good fit. But as you can see, this guy's an agency, so I'd probably stay away from that. But it does tell you from normally their actual little bio here, who they are and where they're from and what kind of like company they're working from. So add those people and start connecting with them. The reason why I say connect with them and actually add them onto your personal LinkedIn as well is that you're going to start building up a very valuable LinkedIn page that's going to be a real business asset for you down the line. Because once you've got a better network and better people on your LinkedIn, you can actually use that down the line for better stuff, like a personal brand. And that's how you basically build up your personal brand and your personal network. Your personal network, if you already got one, obviously you can just post that on your Facebook or just message friends that you know are media buyers. So message those. For example, like me, I would post on my Instagram story, hey, I'm looking for a media buyer, or I would post it on my actual YouTube channel that you're watching right now, saying that, I'm looking for a media buyer. So that would be personal groups there. We've covered LinkedIn, and the other sites would be like running like actual ads. Now, running ads is obviously going to be kind of like out of the question for most of us. So I'm not going to kind of cover that, but realistically, all it would be is like, take a look at what other companies are doing to run ads in order to recruit new talent. They're running ads. There are companies out there that run ads on LinkedIn. They run it on like Facebook and stuff like that. They have like ads on YouTube and stuff like that. So you can actually use advertising to do this. But I won't cover that because that's kind of like out of the reach for kind of like most of probably you guys watching this. No offense to anybody out there or anything like that. But I wouldn't go that route anyway, to be honest with you guys. I'd stick to one of these routes here. Now, what are we looking for in a media buyer? Once we've actually started identifying people, what we want to do is start sparking conversations with them and see if they actually speak fluent English. Or if you're from like a different country and you know your clients are going to be in like French or they speak or from France, should I say, then obviously you would want the fluent native language to whatever clients you're going to close. You also want to make sure that they're actually competent at what they do, so they know exactly what they're doing, aka do they have results. You need somebody. I'd rather you hire somebody, right, that has results. Well, technically, I'd recommend you hire somebody with results. But if you can't find somebody with results, try to find somebody who's willing to work on your team, that's willing to get good at Facebook ads, right? So if you can find results, good. But if they're out of your reach and kind of like too expensive, and by the way, be very careful when you're using stuff like Facebook groups and LinkedIn, because people will try to bump the prices way up. They'll be trying to charge you like 1.5K per month per client. And just see, and those people stay away from, even though they've got good results. I'd rather you hire somebody that has like less impressive results, but the price is right, and they're also willing to be an actual worker at your company. Because there's no point trying to hire somebody who's like this hotshot guy who has like these crazy results and the price is too much, but they're like too egotistical and they think they're the shit. I've been there. Don't do that. Now, once you've actually found these people, you've identified key characteristics such as they reply on time, they're quick to reply, they have fluent English, they have decent enough results to at least attract clients. They know what they're talking about. They can explain their Facebook advertising process, and they can actually write good copy. These days, you can use stuff like copy.ai. Let's actually show you what that is, by the way. Copy AI, for example, is just a way to create copy in seconds. You can use that as a template, or you can use Chat GPT to help you create ad copy. Again, this is not going to be perfect, but you can use that as a base, is what I'm trying to say, and then build upon it when you're writing copy. So the media buying section these days, when it comes to Facebook ads, is not that difficult because the algorithm is so good. You actually want to focus more on getting good creatives from your client and making sure that you write extremely good copy. Those are the two things that are the most important, because Facebook ads realistically is smart enough these days to find who your target audience is, especially if you've got a customer list. And especially if you give Facebook enough breathing room and enough variation in terms of your targeting options. I'll go into Facebook ads in a different video if you want me to, and I'll walk you through that. But leave a comment below if you want me to, by the way. But that's how you go about find. Those are kind of like the characteristics. And again, you don't want to work with agency owners. No agency owners. AOs. No agency owners. So none of these guys. What do you do next? So what I highly recommend you do is you start collecting what you call a Google form. You want to create a Google form with around 10 to 12 questions. So you got like 10 to maybe even 15 questions, should I say. And these questions are going to be like, who are you? Where are you from? Do you have a 9-to-5 job? Why do you want to work at our company? Why are you passionate about Facebook ads? Explain your Facebook ads previous results. Can you show us previous results? What do you do in your spare time? Are you happy working in a team? How many clients can you handle? What do you charge? All these sorts of questions need to be in your Google form. And then what you want to do is when you start talking to these people, you want to start before, and this is like, let's say you're talking to these people on Upwork, or you're talking to these people on these freelance websites, or just in Facebook groups in general, and say you're looking to hire them. Say to them not to be too forward, but before we get on a call to weed people out from good people from bad people, we have a Google form that you're going to need to fill out. So what they do is then they fill out this form that has like 10 to 15 questions on there. Don't make it too long, guys. I'd probably stick to around 8 to 10 questions realistically, because nobody's going to want to sit there and fill out like a 15 question questionnaire, to be honest with you guys. So keep it short, and then what's going to happen is you're going to start getting candidates that fill out this. If they don't fill it out, then that already instantly disqualifies them. But look through their answers and start looking for people who have good results, who's competent, knows what they're talking about. And then what you're going to do is start interviewing people. You're going to start interviewing people, and you're going to interview all the people that you actually deem worthy of an interview. The people, obviously, you're going to start being able to really quickly identify who's not a good fit from who is a good fit. So you're going to start interviewing people, and then what you're going to do is hire the top 1 or 2 people. You don't need to hire 2 just straight away, or you don't even need to hire anybody straight away, because what you might end up doing is being in what you call purgatory state. Purgatory state is where you've got a media buyer that's ready to work, but you don't have the client yet. So what you do in that case is you just take their contact details. Well, you've already got them at this point, and then what you do is you just add them on Slack. And you basically say, look, I actually think you're going to be a perfect fit for our next client that's coming through our door. When we get that next client, we're going to let you know, and then we're going to, start working straight away. That's how you go about finding a media buyer, guys. I know that I've rushed. Well, I didn't really rush this, but I went through it very quickly. You might need to watch this one back. If I've missed anything, please let me know. If you're confused about anything, drop me a DM on Instagram or drop me even a comment below. I know that I went through this quite like 10,000 foot overview, but there's really 3 stages. First is kind of like hunting. Then you've got like the qualifying bit, and then you've got the interview, and then you've kind of got, the hiring obviously comes last at that. So that's, I guess, like 4 stages. So you got hunting. Hunting would be like using these platforms like Upwork, freelance websites, Facebook groups. That's hunting. You're hunting for people. Then you're actually qualifying people, that conversating with people, having that conversation. Then you've got kind of like the qualifying kind of like is in one thing, because that's what you're basically conversating for. You're not there talking about flowers, are you? So that's the second stage. Then you've actually got the interview, and then you've got the hiring process. The hiring process, by the way, you don't need to hire somebody until you've actually got a client. AKA let's say you found a good dude as a media buyer, and he's willing and ready to work with you. Well, you don't need to hire him right there and then. What you would do is you would put them into a Slack channel, or just add them on Slack in general, and just keep conversating with them maybe every other day, just saying, look, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing, and give them like the standard operating procedures, your SOP, standard operating procedures on how you work at your agency. Then eventually when you get client number 1, that's when you basically, make the 1.5K from your client, and you wire over $500, maybe net 30. Net 30 basically means you can pay your media buyer in 30 days or in 15 days. So you close the client on day 1, let's say it's the 1st of January, you close the client, or what you would do is you'd pay your media buyer on the 15th, or you'd pay them on the 30th. That's pretty normal stuff, guys. Pretty standard stuff. And you can put this all in a contract, by the way. And if you don't have the contract for media buyers, it's already inside of HR Rotation. You guys know, if you're already inside of HR Rotation, I teach you all of this anyway. It's already inside of the contracts in there. If not, just go. I think you might be able to find one online, I believe. Or you might have to just make your own, to be honest with you guys. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to work with me one-to-one, Hybrid Agency 2.0 is open for enrollment. That is a brand new one-to-one program where you get to work with me over a period of 4 months directly to build your agency together. It's not an online course. It's a live mentorship program. Or if you do want an online program, take a look inside the HR Rotation. I've just made a brand new 1 hour and 45 minute case study video on how you can scale an agency, past 10K per month relatively quickly using what I like to call the hybrid system. If you don't know what that is, definitely click the link below. Watch the video. It's completely free. It's 1 hour and 45 minutes. So block off some time. You're going to learn some really good stuff. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.